And a pleasant good evening and welcome to Marshall, Missouri on a very cold night, 31 degrees, and we are ready for conference soccer tonight as the Missouri Valley College women, second in the conference behind Benedictine, hosting tonight, hosting the CulverStockton Wildcats for the second time in about a week and a half. This was the opponent for the senior day, and the Vikes won that one 5-0. Tyler Tomlinson is the coach of the Wildcats in his fourth year. And they defeated Baker in a first-round game in Baldwin City, 4-1 in PKs. So they played the regulation, a couple of OTs, and in PKs, Culver won it 4-1. So they are here tonight. Benedictine hosting Mid-America Nazarene in the other matchup. If Benedictine wins and the Vikings win, the conference championship game would be Friday night in Atchison, Kansas. But if the Vikes could come away with a win tonight and Mid-America could upset Benedictine, then the Vikings would host here Friday night. So we'll see what happens as we go along today. The Wildcats in their black jerseys, white shorts, white numerals, very easy to see in the blue socks. The Vikings in their white, trimmed in orange and purple, and their orange socks. And we're ready to go. Probably the two coldest on the field tonight will be the goalies, Irana Sanchez for the Vikings, and Mackenzie Little is in goal for the Wildcats. Winner will play again on Friday. I had a chance a few moments ago to visit with Viking coach Drew Hawkins.
Drew Hawkins joins us for just a couple moments. Coach, first of all, congratulations on a great season.
Yeah, we had a good season, and we're looking forward to this is the best part of the season, so we're looking forward.
Second in the conference behind a very good Benedictine team. I'll tell you what, that's something for these gals, and I know you've got some seniors on this team who have been with you for quite a while, and I know they had to be happy with that too.
Yeah, we were happy for the season, and we worked hard and a lot of sweat and a lot of hours, but now we're ready for this season, so we're looking forward now, not looking back.
And it's important to get these home games, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. We're more comfortable here. We practice here. It's our home field, and we seem to play better here. So.
All right, it's cold tonight. I'm sure the gals on the field tonight, they won't even notice it once they get going, will they?
No, they should notice it after the first couple minutes. So, and then when the girls come in, it's just going to be key. They warm up and they're ready to go to step on the field too. So. Nope, weather's not an excuse.
Culver comes in. They beat Baker 4-1 in PKs. Did that result surprise you?
No, Tyler's done a really good job with their program, and their girls are believing, and they've built, the last 2 years, they've been putting some wins on the board in conference, and they deserve all the credit in the world because they've worked for it.
Well, Tyler just told me, he says, hey, I'll try to make it closer for you tonight. You won 5-0. I'm sure you don't expect that again tonight. It'd be nice, but I don't know if you can expect that.
It'll be nice, but it's not going to happen. Culver's a much better team than that. We got some goals early on and kind of got them out of the game, and we know we're going to get their best effort tonight, and it's not going to be that far.
All right, Drew, good luck tonight, and let's get to that conference championship game Friday.
I'd like that, Q. See you. Thanks, guys.
All right, so there you have Drew Hawkins. He's the head coach of the Valley Women. He's done a great job. Drew, in his years here, was a student at Missouri Valley College as well. His team 11-4-2 and finished second in the conference, and they won the match with CulverStockton here a few weeks ago by 5-0 score. Haley Ennis had 3 goals in that game, and she was named the conference offensive player of the week for her efforts in that match. So as you can see on the live stream, we are underway. No score as the Vikings and the Wildcats the ball is in the Wildcat end. It's sent in, and hustling out a goal to get to it is Mackenzie Little. The wind is blowing out of the northwest, so if you watch the live stream, the Wildcats are moving from north to south here at Greg Mitchell Field. So they have the wind at their back here in the first half. Vikings will have that advantage in the second half. On the far side, I believe it'll be a throw-in for the Wildcats. Their starting lineup, Mackenzie Little out of Quincy is in goal. Alex Seitz out of Wentzville, along with Aaron Kelly. Aaron is from St. Peter's in the greater St. Louis area. Sarah Allen, Jill Griebel, Jamie Gilly, Hannah Mulady, Ollie Yeager, Brittany McMahon, and Abby Graw and Ashley Musgrove in the starting lineup. The Vikings in goal, Irana Sanchez out of Barcelona, Spain. Haley Ennis, who wears number 3. Michelle Plowman's out there. Michelle, of course, was the player of the week and also an all-conference player. We'll talk about the Vikings who made all-conference as we go along tonight as well. Abby Graw will send it in. I just mentioned Plowman. She's back on defense. Andrea Garcia out of Toledo, Spain, out there for the Vikings, along with Madison Dean. They try to pass this one to Madison Dean, and she's unable to come up with it. Elisa Metter. Metter is out of St. Peter's, Missouri. Lucia Calvo out of Toledo, Spain, in the starting lineup. Also Riley Kerr, St. Peter. She had a goal against this squad. May have had the first goal, I believe, the last time these teams met. Maria Blasco out of Madrid, Spain, had a foot on it for the Vikings. So this is on the field for you. Garcia with it. Sends it in, and Littleton able to, or rather Mackenzie Little able to corral that one, send it back to midfield. No score early on. We'll be right back here tomorrow night, same time for the men's matchup. Same two teams, Culver and the Vikings, in a semifinal game on the men's side. That'll be tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, and I don't think the weather's going to be any warmer. A nice little visit with Tyler Tomlinson, his 4th year, sporting a tie tonight under that heavy coat. These gals in the conference semifinals tonight. Here's Jamie Gilly, sends it up, and Plowman is back there, and she will send it out. So it'll be possession to the Wildcats. We played just over 5 minutes tonight. A busy week of sports. We'll have tonight's action. If the women would win and Benedictine would lose, Friday night's match would be here, and we'll have that one for you on the live stream. Then tomorrow night it's more soccer. Thursday it's basketball. Friends University out of Wichita will be here. We'll have both matches for you. Starting around 5:30, Joe All, Nathan Girt will have the call of those two games for you. Saturday, I'll be in Baldwin City for the footballs. The Vikings take on the Wildcats of Baker. A win by the Vikings would put them in the playoffs, and also for the 4th year in a row, give them either complete control or a partial share of the conference title. So that's coming up on Saturday. And if the Viking men would happen to win tomorrow night over Culver, Vikes are the number 1 seed, they would host the conference championship game here Saturday. And I understand from athletic director Tom Pfeiffer that game would be at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. So that's what they're telling me now. We're in the first half, no score. Culver keeping it in the Viking end here. And it's headed in there by Ali Yeager. Ali's out of Weldon Springs. The last time these teams met, early on, it was all Vikings, and they controlled all the action, scored a couple of quick goals, and kind of this thing got away from Culver. But the Wildcats, at least early on here, playing much better and been kind of the aggressor so far. And again, they beat number 3 seed Baker in the first round, 4-1 on PKs. Here's a pass to the right side, giving chase, but not going to get there is Abby Graw. Abby also out of Quincy. Play a lot of good soccer in Quincy, Illinois. Alreda Sanchez in goal for the Vikes. Scoreless first half. with the left foot. She'll send, and boy, you can see the wind really take that, and she didn't get that to the about 30 yards out, and that was it. Vikings still playing pretty good defense. Now this goes out right in front of the Viking bench. Over there giving chase was Martinez. And she couldn't get to, or rather right occurred, she couldn't get to it. Battle for it. At midfield, Blasco has it. Gives it to Kerr, back to Blasco. Blasco right at midfield, sends it to the right side. And that's where the Vikings will set up, and there's Haley Ennis. Ennis sends it down, trying to get it to Clammers. Clammers, a 4-year starter for this Viking team, one of the seniors. Kendra's out of, again, St. Peter's. So several young ladies from both squads, hail from the St. Louis area. Here's Madison Dean. She's from Eureka, Missouri. Good soccer in that part of the state as well. Here come the Vikings on the run. Working the left side, trying to get a decent shot. Go. Kerr has it in the middle. She'll send one in, and it is taken by Little. Kerr had a pretty good look at it from about 25 yards out. And Little was up to the task as that ball went low right side. Vikings keep the pressure on again. Kerr sends it in, but this will go out, and Vikes unable to come up with it. No score. We've played 10 minutes of this first half on a very cold night in Marshall. 31 degrees at game time. And windy. Wind has died down somewhat from this afternoon. Ball at midfield, or rather now it's at midfield. Good defense by the Wildcats, and they want to bring it up on the attack as well. And here's Jamie Gilly. Gilly, good footwork. Headed back by Plowman. And she'll send it deep into the Viking end, and coming out of goal is Sanchez. Sanchez will boot this one. Try to get it to midfield. And here's Seats. Alex Seats fires a pass to the right side, and it goes out. Few fans gathering tonight on this cold night. More and more coming in. President of Missouri Valley College, Dr. Bonnie Humphrey, is in attendance tonight. Here comes Clammers, 3-on-2, sends it ahead to Kerr, and Little comes out of goal and is able to grab it. We have an injured player for the Vikings. Boy, Kerr had a shot there, and looks like the player's Garcia. That was Garcia, Andrea Garcia, and Andrea is one of the best players on this club. She's going to stay in there. Like she was all conference. We'll talk about that all conference team as far as the Vikings are concerned. Good jet play by Little because Kerr was right in front of her. The Vikings trying to keep the pressure on again. Andrea Garcia was all-conference first team, of course, led the team and finished fourth in the conference with 27 points, scored 9 goals, and added 9 assists. She was also first-team selection last year, so she's a big part of Drew Hawkins' soccer team. And she stayed in there. Here's Kerr, intercepts the pass, back to Blasco, now to Clammers, back to Kerr, good footwork, tries to get it back to Clammers and sends this one by her. Out toward midfield. And this is where it's being controlled, or attempting to control it, are the Wildcats. Well, the Vikings send it in. And that was Madison Dean. And pass goes out. It'll be possession to the Wildcats. Also for first team for the Vikings was junior defender Michelle Plowman. She started all 17 matches and helped anchor a Viking defense and finished second in the league, allowing just .82 goals per game. She was third-team All-Conference last year. She was named the Heart of America Conference Defensive Player of the Week once this year as well. There's an offside call against the Wildcats. The third Viking recognized on All-Conference first-team junior forward Maria Blasco. She finished third on the team with 8 goals. Named to the second team, senior forward Kendra Clammers. Third-team All-Selection in both 2012 and 13. And 3 Vikings were named All-Conference third team. Junior goalkeeper Lorana Sanchez, senior defender Danielle Panuna, and senior midfielder Lucia Calvo were all selected. So quite a representation for Drew's club on All-Conference this past season. Far side, the Wildcats have possession. And now it goes out, and I believe it'll the Vikings. We've played about 15 minutes. The best scoring opportunity came off the right foot of Riley Kern. A good stop by Little, and that's really been it on this cold, windy night. You know, the last time these clubs played, the Vikes had a couple of goals early. So here's Sanchez. Now, I'm either missing something or I'm off, because I thought the last time she played, she was kicking with the right foot. Sanchez. Now she's kicking with the left foot tonight.
Goal kicks left foot, punts right foot.
Okay. All right. Chaz Matty says goal kicks with the left foot. She punts it with the right. Okay. Thought maybe we had an imposter back there tonight or something. All right, here's the shot in. Ooh, that was a shot from the far side, and it kind of hooked right toward the goal and came right to Sanchez. Okay, she'll punt with the right foot. It's a low-line drive headed by Dean. The Wildcats try to keep it in, and Plowman sends this one deep into the bleachers. The throw-in will come from Abby Gra. Abby Gra will throw it in. A lot of the young ladies are, some of them anyway, wearing gloves tonight. All right, Garcia puts it in motion for the Vikings. Ooh, she can't come up with that one at midfield. Now the other way. Here come the Wildcats. They'll send one in. This would have been onside, but headed away, and Sanchez goes over to grab it. Sanchez will punt it away and sends this one almost to midfield. It's headed there. Riley Kerr had a foot on it for a moment. Taken away by the Wildcats. Double team. Vikings will take over at midfield. Here they come. Blasco to Clammers. Clammers trying to work that left side. Get it up to Kerr. Riley Kerr tries to chase it down and keep it in play. And does. And sends it through the legs. One of the defenders now tries to center it, but nobody there.
Here's the thing, Ashley.
So back to midfield.
If your look is similar to game, I don't care.
Hustling to go get it was Alex Seitz. And this one goes out. Clock continuing to move in a scoreless first half. The winner will play the winner of Benedictine Mid-America Nazarene Friday night. Seitz shoots it off to the right side. Yeah, they'll settle this one in. Oh, that almost got by Sanchez. It did. Wow, she misplayed that a little bit, or the wind took it. And fortunate, it bounded to the right and away from the goal. That was kind of a dangerous hop. And she quickly went after it. Clammers fighting for possession in midfield. I'll tell you, this Culver bunch is working hard here in this first half. Back to midfield, and that's Calvo with it. Send it deep. Nobody there. Plowman lets it go all the way back to Sanchez. So Sanchez, again, will punt it from about 20 yards out. Sends it to midfield. Battle for possession there. Culver keeps it in. Plowman now with a header off to the right side. And here come the Vikes working their right side. They miss a pass there, and Culver gets it back. Send this one in deep to Plowman. And Plowman again just lets it go to Sanchez. We are at the 27-minute mark of the first half. No score. Send this one about to midfield. Battle for possession there. And in control of it, at least for a short period of time, was Abby Graw. Sends it in. Now the Vikes will try to set something up. Plowman sends it over to Metter. Now working up that right side to Ennis. To the middle to Garcia. Vikings still in control. They send it through. Kerr trying to get to it. Couldn't beat the defenders to it. Back to Ennis. Ennis controls on that right side. Back to Metter. Wildcats send it in. Plowman goes back to get it. And she'll give it to Riley Kerr. Riley starts to bring it up the left side. This one's going to go out, as Kerr could not come up with a pass from. Well, it was last. It'll be Viking possession. I thought that was going to go the other way, but it's going to be a Viking possession thrown in by Dean. And Dean battling for possession right in front of the Viking bench, but the Wildcats have it. They've had a couple gals down there, but good job by Plowman to control that ball. Plowman sends it up the left side. And that'll be, they're going to let this one go out, so it'll be a throw in for the Wildcats. Vikings now trying to put the pressure on. This one goes out. It'll be Viking possession just to the north end of the Culver bench. Throw in from Dean. Madison swings it into Blasco. Back to Dean. Up the left side, that'll go out. 25 minutes to go in this first half. No score in this semifinal conference game. We'll keep you updated on what's happening in Atchison tonight as well. And I'm sure it's nice and cold along the Missouri River in Atchison, Kansas, too. Throw in from Madison Dean. And Kerr tries to get it to center. Calvo gives chase. And now the Wildcats send it into the Viking end, or Plowman has control of it. Back up to Dean. Dean shoots it ahead, trying to get it to Clammers. It'll be Viking possession. And so Madison Dean will have the throw in. Off to Calvo. Calvo sends it in to Clammers. And now here's the pass, and it's knocked away by Little. Clammers there. Was that Ennis? I think that may have been Ennis. It was Haley Ennis. And just couldn't get enough on it. And a good angle by Little to keep that one away. There's Garcia. Blocked by one of the Wildcats. That was Yeager. Now the Vikings take it back. Garcia, and whistle blows. Possession to the Wildcats, and some of the fans don't like that call. So with 23 minutes to go in the half, possession to the Wildcats, and Sarah Allen. Sarah will send it in. And the Vikings are back defensively. Wildcats keep it in there. Trying to get a good shot on goal against Sanchez. Clammers with a left foot. controlled it. Now she trips, but Riley Kerr comes up. Now she slips. And quickly ahead, it comes to Garcia. Garcia 1-on-2. Garcia sends it in for Clammers. Her header is going to go wide left and picked up by Little. No score in the first half. Garcia again sends it in, trying to get it to Clammers, but this one will go out. Clammers gives chase to try to keep it in, but can't do so. No score. The winner plays in the championship match Friday night at 7, I believe, is when they'll have that match. Support for this Olympic sport on the Viking Sports Network provided in part by Deems Tire Service, located Highway 63 North in Marshall. They carry Bridgestone and Firestone tires for cars, SUVs, vans, and more. Also provide complete auto repair service to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape. That's Deems Tire Service, Highway 65 North in Marshall. We have an update from Atchison now, and Benedictine just took a 1-0 lead on MNU. So Benedictine leading MNU 1-0. That game in Atchison tonight, and we appreciate that score. Here, there's no score at the 21-minute mark. Chad Jenkins, the SID at Mid-American Nazarene, sends us that score. Chad, always appreciate your help on these events. And we'll keep Chad updated as he's probably taking a look at our live stream as well. No score here. 20 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Vikings, Garcia keeps it in. Al sends it over to Dean. Dean on that left side. Sent back by the Wildcats. Metter's there defensively right at midfield and goes over to the left side. Now they get it back to Plowman. Plowman shoots it way over to the right, but it's taken away by one of the Wildcats. They'll send it out on the far side. So the throw-in will come for the there's a throw-in for the Vikings. Here's the throw-in. After Madison Dean. Dean will send it in. And it's knocked away by the Wildcats. Now Riley Kerr. Now Clammers has it. Back to Kerr. She'll send one in. It's knocked away by the Wildcats. Back to midfield. Through a couple of Vikings. Off to Dean, now to Kerr. Kerr stumbles as she goes for possession of it, and that is picked up by Abby Graw. Graw working the right side. And now let's see. It's going to be Viking possession. 19 minutes to go in the first half, no score. And again, Benedictine has a 1-0 lead on Mid-America. That match going on in Atchison tonight. If Benedictine wins, the winner of this match would play there Friday night. If Mid-America wins and the Vikings win, it'd be here. If Mid-America and Culver win, it'd be at Mid-America. So, no, it'd be, yeah, so still a lot could happen tonight. Ball's out on the far side. Well, boy, this match is different than the last time we met. That was 3-0 early. Now there's no score. 18 minutes to go in the first half. Ball about midfield. Taking a look at some of the numbers for you coming into this game. For the Wildcats, they have scored 24 goals on the year, given up 19. And for the Vikings, they have scored 53 goals and given up just 14. But no goals on either side tonight. This part of the first half. Now to midfield. Here come the Vikes. Garcia sends it off to Ennis on the right side. Ennis tries to get it back to the middle. Clammers can't control it. Kerr sticks a foot in there. She can't come up with it. And back it comes to Garcia in the middle. Garcia sends it in. Trying to get it to Kerr. It goes to Little. Little comes out of goal to take care of that one. 17 minutes to go in a scoreless first half. It's all the way down to Plowman. Plowman back to Sanchez in goal. And she'll work that right side. Good job by Culver to keep it in the Viking end. This one headed away by Dean. It'll go, it's going to go out right by the Viking bench. Coming in for the Wildcats is Stephanie Adelman. Adelman out of Moscow Mills, Missouri. Stephanie is a sophomore, and that's our first substitution of the game. Here's the throw in, knocked away.
One ball left.
Vikings take it away. Now they want to get it to Clammers. Clammers at midfield. Good job reversing to the left foot. Sends it in for Kerr. Oh man, the ball is loose. Kerr has it. She'll turn and now fire a shot that's partially blocked. Oh, wow. Little came out of goal and missed it, and the ball was just lying there, and Kerr couldn't get to it before a defender got there. And you can see Riley with hands on her hips, just kind of looking up at the heavens going, man, that was my shot. The goalie was lying on the field, and the ball was just laying there. She couldn't get to it before a defender got there. Here's Dean. Gives it back out front for La Fuente. 15 minutes to go in a scoreless first half. Ready to come in for the Vikings will be Jennifer Morris, I believe. Little has it, the official referee. Possession to the Wildcats. Boy, the Vikes had a chance there, but Kerr just couldn't get to it. Clock is moving, 14:30 to go, scoreless first half. Now to midfield. And one of the Vikings is down at midfield. And it's not Garcia. Let's see who this is. We'll wait till they get up. And while they attend to this player, there's a little break into action. The clock is stopped. 14:17 to go. We can find out who that is.
There should be one in there. Is there one in the pocket?
I hope they're not working on a knee. Drew Hawkins is out there now.
I would bring the camera in here for a second.
I'm not going to speculate who that is yet. 14:17 to go. Again, Benedictine leading 1-0 over Mid-American Nazarene. That game is being played in Atchison tonight. Women's volleyball team had a great year. Congratulations to them. They won their last match at home against Peru State, then got into the conference tournament, and they went to Evangel, lost 3-0 in the first round of the conference tournament. MVC finished with a 21-15 record. First time the team has had back-to-back 20-win seasons in nearly 20 years. So congratulations to them. And men's and women's rodeo team competed at the Southern Arkansas University Rodeo over the weekend. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. Women's basketball team won last night over Stevens College. So they've won 2 in a row as they lost to William Woods, but then defeated Park, and then last night knocked off Stevens College. So they've won their last 2. Still working on players there. And that's Haley Ennis. Haley is up. No, I guess it wasn't Haley. It would look like now it was La Fuente, number 5.
Is it in there?
I think it was 5, La Fuente.
There's not a card in there?
And she's all right. Well, she's going to come out for now, but that's who it was. It wasn't Haley. It was Bilene La Fuente. La Fuente is out of Madrid, Spain. 14-17 to go. In this first half, no score. And I think the officials are trying to remember who had possession. I think possession goes to Culver here. With 14-17, La Fuente's up and trying to loosen up that leg. She's going to come right back in. So she was shaking up, but she's back out there. Here's Sanchez. Sends it about to midfield, and we're underway again. 14 minutes to go in the half. Garcia with possession of it. Gives it back to Plowman. Now ahead to Dean. Dean on the left side. Tries to split a double team and does, but the defense for the Wildcats is there. Now they will control it, or at least for a moment. Kerr knocks it away. Now the Vikings have possession. Garcia to Clammers, tries to get it back to Garcia. Kept in by Calvo. Here's Kerr up that left side. Kerr centers one. It goes right by Clammers, but the Vikings still have it, and they get a shot, but it is blocked, and that shot was taken by Blasco, but blocked by one of the defenders. So with 13 minutes to go in the first half, no score, the Vikes will have a corner kick for the first time tonight.
It happens. Second time, it's hard to beat team twice.
And it will be Clammers
Where's the ball?
with the corner kick.
2 corner kick. 32, 1, 31.
Clammers waits for everyone to get set. And here's the corner kick, sends it in, and it is headed just left of the goal. Oh, man.
Shirley, I need camera shots. Ready, 1.
Vikings had a shot there,
I think it's corner kick again. It is. 2 corner.
and
Take 2.
one of the Vikings headed it just left.
Kicks it, get the goal. You got to follow the ball. Ready, 1.
All right, here's Clammers again. That was
Kick, 1 corner
good corner kick.
Ready, 1. Take 1.
So she'll send it in again. And this time it's headed to the right. It's loose. A couple of the gals hit the turf, and they're both up and all right. And Culver will survive that and have possession. 11:45 counting here in the first half. No score. Now the Vikings take it away. Here come the Vikes. They're going to send it in right side. That shot is high and wide to the right.
Take 2. Ready, marker out. Ready, orange. And roll orange. Back.
That may have been Haley Ennis over there.
Ready, 1. Perfect. 2.
No, I believe it was
Take 1.
Jennifer Morse who took that shot.
Oh, it was offside.
It was offside, so
Would it count like the matter?
now the Vikings will go to work again. Plowman, first team all-conference defense. Ahead to Madison Dean. Tell you, Culver playing a pretty good match tonight. They're making the Vikings work for everything. And they have shut them out to this point. Vikings have scored a lot of goals this year, but nothing yet tonight. And we're at 10.5 minutes in the first half. And one of the Vikings is down. And let's see who that is. She's gingerly getting up. That is Metter. Elisa Metter.
That's one of those like we wanted to see the shot, and you get the end. So that's okay. Ready, 1 second.
There come the Vikes.
Set up, you see it happening, just let it go, because we can hit play. Like it's better to be almost not do anything. It's like hit play.
Send it up the right side, but that's where the Wildcats are, and they'll take possession right there. 9:40, scoreless first half. Send this one up. Now the Wildcats have a shot, 1-on-1, and here's the shot that goes wide right. Madison Dean was on the defense, and the young lady who took the shot is still down.
Yeah, she is stripped. Right, she go to the player down. Right there.
And she is still down, so the trainers will head out, check on her. No score, and that stops the clock. 9:09 to go in the first half. Well, that was a pretty good scoring opportunity. But Dean staying right there. And that was Brittany McMahon. That was Brittany McMahon. She's up. And we'll play on. Here, Sanchez sends it out. Battle for it. Wildcats keep it in. They'll send it. This will go out. Vikings will have a throw in. 8:54 to go in the half. No score. Another throw in. Bree Johnson had it for a moment. And she'll give it off to Aaron Kelly. Send it back to the defense. And Gilly fighting for possession around midfield. And let's see who's gonna get it. Looks like the Vikings. Garcia, good footwork. Sends it through to the right side. Now the Vikings will work it that way. Back out in front, trying to get it to Clammers.
No, I don't want to hear anything. I want to hear me. I want to hear Q.
Here's the shot, or rather the pass by Panuna. Back it comes to Plowman, and Plowman will just send it out. .7:42 in the first half. No score of this conference semifinal game. Again, the last check we had from Chad Jenkins, it was 1-0. Benedictine over MNU. That game being played in Atchison tonight. Sanchez comes out of goal to grab this one. And she'll send it out with a punt to about midfield. Again, the breeze that we have is favoring the Wildcats, at least in this first half. Plowman again sends it out right at the Viking bench. Under 7 minutes to go now in the first half. And Culver got here with a 4-1 PK win over Baker in the first round. And on the other side, Mid-American Nazarene defeated Graceland 2-1 to get into that semifinal match with Benedictine. Possession to the Wildcats with 6.5 minutes to go in this first half. Abby Graw will throw it in. Goes out. It'll still be Viking, or rather, still be Culver possession. Blasco knocked that one out. Man, this will be Sarah Allen. Wears number 9 on her Wildcat jersey. Under 6 minutes to go. Sends it in with the right foot. And it's headed away at the last moment. So now we'll have a corner kick coming up for the Wildcats. Their first corner kick of the evening. Cold evening it is here in Marshall. With the left foot, sends it in low and to the side of the net. Vikings were able to get to that one. Still loose, but picked up by Valley. Winding down to the 5-minute mark of the half. Now here's Clammers up the left side, runs into some traffic. Maintains possession, does Kendra. Sends it back to Plowman. Plowman up the left side. Clammers can't come up with that one. And it's sent back in. Plowman whiffs on that one, trying to send it up to Clammers. So battle for possession around midfield, and at least for now, it's controlled by Abby Gall. Back to Plowman. She'll send it out right in front of the Viking bench. Calvo off to the, sends it over to the right side for La Fuente. I mentioned earlier that Mid-America Nazarene defeated Graceland to get into the semifinal, and from what I understand from Chad Jenkins, it was the first ever win over Graceland by Mid-America Nazarene. So a big win to put them in that semifinal game tonight. Here we have no score with 4 minutes to go in the half. Of course, we'll take a break at the half. Be back with the second. Anything can happen in this one. The last time these teams met, it was 5-0. The Vikings scored early and often, but not the case tonight. This has been one heck of a battle. Here's Garcia trying to send it in. Coming in now for the Wildcats as they go to the bench, Leah Miller out of Lake St. Louis. And she's going to give Jamie Gilly a break. Jamie's out of Troy. 3 minutes to go in a scoreless first half. And send this one in. The Vikes would love a late goal here. Work the right side. Good defense by Culver. Vikings will have possession. 2:55 to go. Here comes the throw in for Valley. And that's going to be La Fuente on the far side, right in front of the new Malcolm Center for Student Life. Ball right side, still loose in front of the goal. Now it's sent into the corner. And the Wildcats get it out. Well, the Vikings keep it in close. They work their right side, looking for a shot. And this one scoots wide left, right in front of the goal from right to left. Vikings had a shot. And some moans from the crowd as that one wouldn't go down or wouldn't go in. And that was shot taken by Calvo. So still no score, under 2 minutes to go in the half. That was a pretty good opportunity for the Vikings right there. Here they send it up. Clammers with a header. We'll try to get it back to Little. Clammers giving chase. He wants to get possession of that deep in the Culver end, unable to do so. This is going to be Culver possession A minute 26 to go. We'll try to go warm up a little bit.
Break 2 on the kicker.
And get ready for the second half. Sends this one to midfield.
White ball.
Down to a minute 10 and a half. As quickly Dean will get it into Garcia. Back to Dean. Vikings trying to make at least one more run here in the half in this scoreless game. Battling for possession for it. And Pizzini had possession, lost it. 48 seconds to go. But what a difference. Matches in just about a 10-day span. Here's the knocked away by the Vikings by Dean over the Viking bench. So one more throw in for the Wildcats. They'll send it in the deep corner, right side. Vikes will send it out. 22 seconds to go in the first half. No score. So it's Heart of America Conference semifinal. Here's the throw in. And this goes behind the Viking net, and that should do it for the first half. So that's going to do it the first half, and we are scoreless. Folks, this is a heck of a semifinal match. And thanks to Chaz Matty and all the live stream crew working hard tonight. I'm Ken Cuiava. We'll be back with the second half in about 15 minutes. And we get set for the second half. Welcome back. No score in this one. The last score we had from Atchison was 1-0 Benedictine over Mid-American Nazarene in the other conference semifinals. So as Rana Sanchez goes back in goal, we're ready.
It's third ball, black ball. Sorry.
For the second half. A scoreless first half. The Vikings will have the wind at their back here in the second half, and that breeze is picking up now to the northwest. And as you take a look at the live stream, when you look at it from left to right, the Vikings are going from north to south, if you will. Sanchez defending the north goal. Just underway in the second half. No score. Here's Ennis. Good, sends it in, but that goes right to Little. Thank Tom Pfeiffer, the athletic director at Missouri Valley College, providing a little nourishment for the workers, the live stream crew, and all of us at halftime. On this very cold evening, temperatures dipping now into the 20s. Ennis lost control, but it's going to be Viking possession, and La Fuente will throw it in. She tells everybody in front of the bench to get out of the way. She wanted a running start for that throw in. Who's going to blink first in this one? There's a long pass or shot, handled easily by Little. The wind does make certainly making a difference tonight. First team to score, and a big advantage in this one tonight. Up it comes to Ennis. Ennis had the hat trick the last time these teams played. Had 3 goals in that game. Good defense by the Wildcats. And they'll send this one out onto the Viking bench. Throw in comes from La Fuente. And this, you throw it to the right side, and it'll go out there. So possession to the Wildcats. They'll send it in. Plowman gives chase. Tries to keep it in on the far side. Clambers there as well, but it goes out. And here's the throw in for Culver. Ball at midfield. Now Garcia has it. Or rather, check that. That wasn't Garcia, it was Blasco. Send it all the way across to the right side for La Fuente, who keeps it in. Back into the right corner, La Fuente. She'll fire one in front. Knocked away by the Wildcat defenders. About 40 minutes to go. About 10 minutes after 8 o'clock Central Time. Glad all of you can be with us on the stream tonight, whether you're rooting for the Vikings or the Wildcats. Again, same 2 teams, men's side tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Vikings are the number 1 seed in the tournament. Here's Ennis. Nice move to get around. One of the defenders sends it, and this is going to go wide left. Little was over there, cut off that shot. Well, the longer this thing goes, and these Wildcats are thinking, we won 1 game in PKs. Why can't we pull off another upset? Here's Ennis, right side, centers. And there's a battle for it, knocked away at the last moment by the Wildcats. I think the Vikings might have a chance there. Now the Wildcats bring it to midfield, knocked away by Garcia, and Valley will control. give it back to Sanchez. We played about 5 minutes of the second half. No score. Support for this Olympic sport on the Viking Sports Network. Brought in tune part by Deems Tire Service, Highway 63 North in Marshall. Battle for possession at midfield. And it will be, I believe, Viking possession. We talked about all the all-conference players. And congratulations as well to sophomore cross-country runner Philip Chariot. He qualified for the national meet as he won the Heart of America Conference cross-country meet in Auburn, Nebraska on Saturday. Men's team placed 5th and the women's team took 6th. Chariot will run at the NAI Cross-Country National Championships after winning the men's championship in a time of 25 minutes, 27 seconds, beating out second place by some 25 seconds. Chariot placed second last year and will run the national meet for the second straight year. As a team, the men's side placed 6th. The women's team with 152 points led by junior Sarah Niemeyer, who placed 4th overall. Winning the team championship was Benedictine, finished with 26 points. So congratulations to Philip Chariot, as he will be. Baker won the men's championship, Benedictine the women's. Chariot will now compete for an individual championship at the 2014 NAI Cross Country Championships, Rimrock Farm, Lawrence, Kansas. That's coming up a week from Saturday. No score in this one, as you've been watching. Irina Sanchez punts it to midfield, knocked away by one of the Wildcats. Who is going to get that first goal? 38 minutes remaining. The Vikings quite a few more goals in the regular season than the Wildcats, but obviously that doesn't mean a thing here. In fact, I gave you those numbers earlier. The Vikings scored 53 goals this year. That's a bunch. But have been unable to put one into the net yet tonight. And Culver scored just 24 goals. That doesn't mean a whole lot when Culver playing this good defense. Vikings working to the right side, send it back in. Again, the last score we had from Hatchison, 1-0, Benedictine over Mid-America Nazarene. In the other semifinal, the two winners will play Friday. Culver men, Viking men at 7 tomorrow night. Culver looking for the upset. If Valley would win tomorrow night, then they would host the championship game of the conference Saturday afternoon. And I understand from Tom Pfeiffer, our athletic director, that would be at 2 o'clock here at Greg Mitchell Field. Likes possession. They try to keep the pressure on here in a scoreless game with 36.5 minutes left in regulation. Here's the throw in by Ennis. Vikings keep it alive in front, and Little has to chase this one across the front of the goal mouth as it rolls and bounces on the turf.
Unless it goes past the goal, like the goal kick, where you shoot and miss and it goes wide and then just kind of stay on the goal.
Here's Little. We'll send it out. A low liner knocked down by one of her own defenders. On the far side, Culver trying to keep it in. There's a trip, and that's going to be called, so possession will go to the Wildcats. 35.5 minutes left in regulation. And now penalty going to be called on the Wildcats. Vikings will have possession. taking a tumble over there was Madison Dean. She's up.
On the rep. Very too tight. Nope. 31. Tight.
No score. The clock moves down to the 35-minute mark now. Back to Sanchez, and she'll keep. Really, neither team has really had just very many good scoring opportunities. She'll send this one about to midfield, but it's taken right back by the Wildcats. They'll push it up the right side. That'll go out, but it'll still be in their possession. Trying to push that up was Ali Yeager. Here come the Wildcats. Now the Vikes with possession. In their own end, however, Garcia sends it up the left side. Here comes Clammers to the middle, sends it in off a header off of one of her teammates. But the Wildcats still playing that great defense. Vikings keep this one in. Ooh, tried to work that right side, and La Fuente couldn't hang on or couldn't catch up with the pass. So we'll go the other way. Away from sports for a moment, just a reminder that the Fine Arts Department of Missouri Valley College. Here come the Vikings. Well, almost had a breakaway by Culver, but Plowman now handles that. There's a trip and a penalty, and that's penalty is going to go on La Fuente. The Celebration of Christmas Holiday Show coming up next week, November 20, 21, 22 at Eccleston Mabee Theater on campus, featuring the Missouri Valley College choirs and their guests, MVC Instrumental Ensemble, and MVC Repertory Dance Ensemble. So that's going to be quite a show. 7:30 each night, November 20, 21, 22 at Eccleston Mabee Theater on campus. Adult tickets $3, 18 years and younger, free.
Yellow card on 5.
Yellow card has been given now to Belen Lafuente. BC is now up 2-0. So while we're talking about that, a yellow card has been given to La Fuente for that trip. That's the first yellow card. And now Yeager will send it in for the Wildcats. Fires it to the right side, headed away by the Vikings. And now we have players slow to get up for Wildcats. But we play on. Clammers has it. Sends it to the middle. Vikings trying to get that offense rolling here. Off to Pazzini. Pazzini loses control of it. Wow, rough play there. It's one of the Vikings. He hit the turf. You could hear it up here. And that was Metter. 32 minutes to go. We're scoreless here. And again, Benedictine leading 2-0. And Atchison, if they win, they host Friday, no matter who wins this game. They are the number 1 seed. Sanchez has it for the Vikings with the right foot. Wind behind her sends this one past midfield. Boy, you can see the difference there, that wind. In the first half, she wasn't getting that maybe 40 yards away from the goal, and here she just boomed that one. 31 and a half minutes, no score. And the longer this goes, With no scoring, I'm sure Drew Hawkins getting more and more nervous because his team, the number 2 seed, and these Wildcats are hanging right in there. They really have not made Sanchez work, but they have prevented the Vikings from getting really any good looks on goal. And they won their first match on PKs 4-1 over Baker. So content to play this defense right now.
You used him a little bit. Okay. You agree with it. It was away from you, but you could actually zoom in now to where the hash marks are on the bottom of the frame.
Back to midfield. Taking there by Metter. Metter shoots it all the way across to the right side. I don't think can the Vikings keep it in. Yeah. Good hustle to LaFuente to do that. But taken away by the Wildcats. Vikes will keep it in. Good footwork there by Calvo. Sends it right side, but a couple of defenders are there for the Wildcats. We've played 15 minutes of the second half. 2-0 Benedictine. And no score here. Garcia with the kick. About 32 yards out, right side. Sends it in to the left. Vikings look for the header, and it's knocked away. Now ball goes out in the corner. Be a throw in for the Wildcats, and they throw it away. Throw it out at the Viking bench. LaFuente with a throw in now. And she sends it in. Knocked away as they tried to get that one into Blasco. LaFuente looks to throw in. Now she's going to back away and get a little run and start at it. Who's going to get the big goal here? Headed away. Vikings had a shot there, and it goes high and through the football crossbar. Over the football crossbar. Corner. Between the uprights, so it'll be a corner kick. Garcia with the corner kick. Sends it in. And the Vikings cannot. He booted that one across, and the Vikes couldn't come up with it. 28 minutes to go. Wind seems to be picking up a little bit tonight, too. Coming up on 8:30. There's Little with the sends it about to tries to get it out of there. Here's a shot. That's high and wide. Taken from about 30 yards out. Blasco thought, why not? Took a shot at it. Yeah, that wind is picking up. You can see by the ribbons on top of the football goalposts that wind is picking up now.
Two, real quick, goalposts. Flags on the goalposts. Real quick. Go.
Wind is picking up. Here's LaFuente. You can see the wind is really picking up on the goalpost. Coming out of the northwest.
Break two, take two, 31.
26 and a half minutes to go. We are scoreless.
You guys in real broadcast world.
I guess I need to say 26 and a half in regulation.
So for things like that, when he's talking about it, rather than me having to say, hey, off camera, go get the goalpost, you just do it.
Here's Ennis.
Camera guys, camera guys. They want their shots to be
Ennis has that one blocked off one of the defenders.
Kind of like Felix did the other day. You know, all the shots were his because that's the way they're recording. But I mean, that's kind of what you want. You want your shots to be sold. So as a director, I'm looking for shots. As a camera guy, you have to sell them to me. And if you're always on the ball, or if you're behind the play like that, nothing.
Metter
Wow.
sends it across. Vikings in possession at midfield. But you can't say enough about the way Culver's playing defense right now. Here's the throw in. Now Culver takes it. It'll be 1-on-4. Vikings use their team speed to get back. Here's Aaron Kelly. Knocked away by one of the Vikings, sent into the Culver end. Back to Kelly. Vikings tried to take it away from her. It goes out. 25 minutes to go. And still nothing in either net. Here's the throw in. Goes out. Viking possession. LaFuente with the throw in. Off to Garcia. She slips. And it's taken away by Gilly. Now she loses it. Vikes have it back. They'll send it in. Little comes out right at the top of the 18-yard box to grab that one. Culver with possession. They'll send it into the Viking end. And Plowman sends it right back. Clammer's trying to get possession on the far side. It'll go out. I believe it'll be, it's going to be Viking possession. There's the throw in. Off to Calvo. Here come the Vikes on the move, trying to get one through. They've got it to Clammers. Her shot is, just over. A little high and right. She had a good look at that one. That was the best opportunity the Vikings have had yet tonight. Oh, the senior was able to stop, set her feet, and let it fly, and it's just a little high right. Best opportunity of the night. So we're now at under 23 minutes in regulation. The Vikings with this high-powered offense. Can they get a goal? Well, the Wildcats in upset mode. They certainly are. I'm taking this thing down. They are back defensively. But that shot by Clammers, that was a good opportunity for the Vikings. There's a throw in. Clammers keeps it in. Vikings with the, I think they were onside. They were. Now Garcia keeps it alive. She'll send one in, trying to get it to Ennis. Knocked away. Vikes have it again. Good footwork. They'll send it in left side, trying to get to Clammers. Ball is loose, and Clammers can't come up with it. It rolls out on the far side. Little came out, dove for it, knocked it away, and then Clammers couldn't come up with it. It would be a corner kick for the Vikes, though. On the far side, Clammer will do that with 21 and a half minutes left in regulation. Clambers with the right foot. Ready to send it in. And she does. And it's headed away. Vikes keep it in. Give it back to Clambers in the corner. She'll send it in again. And this hits the side of the net. Checking in for Culver. Looks like Stephanie Adelman. She was in some in the first half. And the wind picking up tonight. So 21 minutes to go now. And Little will put it in play. They send it in. Here's Ennis, and she can't come up with it. Ball is still loose, and finally Little is able to corral it. Ennis couldn't find the ball, and Little finally got to it. This one goes out. Well, a good sliding attempt to save that one. I think that was Musgrove, Ashley, out of Pawnee, Illinois. 20 minutes left. La Fuente sends it in. And with the wind at her back, Calvo fires it in from 40.
There may be one goal scored.
Up ahead it comes for the Wildcats. Ooh, there's a trip. And it'll be Culver possession. Who knows? We could be headed for a little overtime on this cold night. Throw in coming for Culver. Last score we had from Atchison was 2-0 Benedictine. They're tough, the number 1 seed. I believe the last time those two teams played, Benny shut them out as well. Benny shut out the Vikings 3-0 in their match in Atchison earlier this season. Culver looking for that one shot. This one right side. This may be it. They've got a shot, and it's a goal. I said they were looking for the one shot. They got it to the right side and fired it past Sanchez. It went into the left corner, low into the left corner. And I'll have to check. I think it was number 20. I believe it was McMahon who got the goal.
22. 20, stay with the hero. I don't know. You tell me. This way your job is to stay with the hero.
I believe it was McMahon. Was it 22 or 20? 20. It was McMahon who got the goal. There was a crowd over there. Now, you talk about a team that's been playing good defense, and they're thinking upset. It's the CulverStockton Wildcats. They have a 1-goal lead on the goal by McMahon, and it comes with 18 minutes to go in the match. Now the Vikings have to put it in attack mode. Garcia will send it in for Valley. And the Vikings are there. But it goes wide right, headed away. Culver has been playing tremendous defense. And boy, you know they're going to be playing it now. As the goal by McMahon. And they'll be in no hurry. From this point on, here is the pass in, or the in from Little. Clambers gives chase. Well, what the Vikes cannot do is give up another goal. They have to find a way to score, and they cannot allow these Wildcats to put another one in the net, not with the way they're playing defense tonight. Here come the Wildcats. They almost knocked it away. They did knock it away, but couldn't keep it in. 17 minutes to go. It'll seem like an eternity for the Wildcats. and seemed like a blink of an eye for the Vikings. That clock tonight. Vikes set it up, go to their right side to LaFuente. LaFuente hangs it into Ennis. Ennis splits a couple defenders, loses control of it. Sent up the left side by the Wildcats. It goes out. Last touched by whom? I believe by the Vikings. As the goal scorer, Brittany McMahon out of St. Louis will have the throw in, or she'll give it off to Musgrove to throw in. 16 minutes to go. And again, Benedictine leading Mid-America 2-0 in Atchison. We'll be here tomorrow night, same two teams, same two schools, with the men's teams. CulverStockton and Valley, 7 o'clock in the semifinals of the men's conference tournament. Vikings give to Clammers. Clammers, left side. Gets it back to the middle. Now they try to go back to Clammers with it. She still has control of it. Gets it out to the middle. Here's a shot. That goes high, wide right. That shot was taken by Pazzini. Coming in for the Wildcats will be Aaron Kelly. Again, Little taking her time as she sends it back into play. Back to midfield. Clammers, a senior on this team, doesn't want her season to come to an end tonight. 4-year starter for this squad. Here come the Wildcats again on the attack. Viking defenders are back and work that left side. Good job by the Vikes to get to that one. Good job. Now they have to bring it up. And the Wildcats keep it in. That was Adelman. Back to Garcia at midfield. Swing up to Calvo on the left side. Calvo. Back to the right. Nobody there but black shirts. And here come the Wildcats. Send it in with the left foot. Unable to control it was Schlager. .14 minutes to go. Culver leading 1-0. In for the Vikings is Panuna. Danielle Panuna comes in now. 13:57 to go. Panuna in for the Vikings. Can Drew Hawkins' team get a goal or two here? Under 14 minutes left in regulation. Down by 1 in this semifinal game. Here's the throw in by the Vikings in their own end. Back to midfield. Headed away. Clock continues to move. One goal, and it was a nice shot from right to left. Right, buried it right in the left corner, the lower left corner by McMahon. And that's really the only real good shot that the Wildcats have had tonight, but they made it count. And now they're playing defense. 13 minutes left. Here come the Vikes. Off to Ennis. Ennis turns it with the left foot. Knocked away. Vikings keep it in. They'll send it in deep. Going to bounce once and right to Little. She'll wait and now pick it up. Bring it out toward the front of the 18-yard box and send it to about midfield with the right foot. 12.5 minutes to go. Wildcats just keeping it away from the Vikings right now. 1-0 is our score. What a difference the last one was. That was 5-0. Vikings couldn't have scored early and often. Here's Clammer, sends it in. She's got Ennis out in front and knocked away at the last moment by Little. Ennis coming in from the right side, and Little saw that, knew she was going to be onside, so she hustled out and got the right foot on it and sent it out. Here's the throw in. Ball going to belong to the Wildcats. 11.5 minutes left. Here's the throw in by Culver. Vikings send it out. Again, they will be very patient if they can be. I'd like to thank Chad Jenkins, the Sports Information Director at Mid-America Nazarene, for keeping us updated on that game going on in Atchison tonight. And it's 2-0 Benedictine. The Pioneers play Avila this week, and the Vikings play Baker. Two big football games that we'll all be watching. If both teams win, it'll be a tie for the conference, but I'm sure the Pioneers will be rooting for Baker to knock off the Vikings, and that would give the Nazarene Pioneers, the Mid-American Nazarene Pioneers, an outright conference championship. So seems like every year Baker, the Vikings, Pioneers all battle for those conference titles, especially in football. And basketball for Mid-American Nazarene for the most part. They've had some tremendous basketball teams. So here come the Vikings. Off to Ennis. She'll fire one across in front, and they couldn't get there. Boy, she fired that one right in front. And the Vikings couldn't come up with it. Under 10 minutes to go in the half. We're in the game. And it's 1-0 CulverStockton. On the goal by McMahon. And she's ready to come back in. 9 minutes left. Vikings have to find a way to score a goal to keep this one going. So McMahon back on the field. Here, Greg Mitchell. And coming out is Bree Johnson. And the clock continues to tick. Crowd is Viking fans who are bundled up behind the Viking bench, making some noise now. They sense the urgency. At 8.5 minutes to go. Here's Sanchez. Sends this one high to about midfield. Trying to get it to Garcia. Wildcats keeping possession. Sending it into the Viking end. Sanchez will have to come out right at the top of the 18-yard box to grab that one. Punt it back to midfield. Headed back, Vikings. Here they come on the offense. They'll center one, but it's headed away by the Wildcats. Now back to the middle. Vikes give it to Clammers. Clammers shoots it to Ennis. Ennis right side. Nice footwork there to keep it alive. Tries to get it back to Garcia. Now back to the middle. Vikings have a chance here. Into Clammers. Clammers back to Ennis. Ennis, good footwork with the left foot. Now knocked away by one of the Wildcats. Ennis was trying to get by a defender there and had it knocked away. 7.5 minutes left. Here comes a throw in for Valley. Here's the throw in. Knocked away. Ennis gets by a defender. Ball will go out. Viking possession. 7 minutes to go. Ennis will throw it in. Knocked away. Wildcats try to get it to McMahon. Garcia keeps it alive. Sends it back out to Plowman. Plowman comes into the offensive end now from her defensive position. Couple bodies hit the turf on the far side. Let's see what the call is going to be. 6:36 and counting. It's going to be Viking possession. About 22 yards out on the left side. Looking to tie. Down 1-0. And here it is. They keep it low, and it's knocked away by Little. Vikings keep it in. Headed back in. Now LaFuente goes for it, but Little comes out of goal. Boy, she has really played well. And she knocks that one away, or she grabs that one. 6 minutes to go now. We'll take a look at some of her stats on the year. We'll get just a moment. Vikings have it. LaFuente. Now taken away by the Wildcats. Vikings at midfield with it. Little has given up 19 goals this year. In fact, she's been the only one to give up goals. 19 goals she's given up, but tonight she is pitching a shutout, and we're down to the 5-minute and 20-second mark, folks. Here's Ennis, throws it in, nobody there, and it's going to be picked up by Little. 1-0, Culver trying to pull off really their second straight upset in the conference tournament. 5 minutes left. Give it to midfield. That's where Schlager has it. Schlager sends it deep into the Viking end to McMahon. McMahon over to the right side. The guy, here come the Vikings again, and they're going to have another scoring opportunity. They're onside, and this one hits the goalpost. It's loose, and Sanchez dives out. Now the ball rolls in. It won't count. It will not count. Oh, that first shot hit the left post, and it came out. Sanchez dove on it, and then one of the Wildcats came in, knocked it away from her. It rolled in, but the referee said no goal. And Sanchez is down. That was very close to being 2-0 as that shot hit the left post. Sanchez dove for it out in front. Same time one of the Wildcats got there, and she may have been kicked, but she held on to it long enough. Then when it was knocked away from her and rolled in, the referee said no. So that stops the clock. 4:32. And still 1-0. Sanchez going to stay in. Trainers are coming out now. And Drew Hawkins trots out on the field. Drew, of course, and she maybe have to come out. Well, she's bleeding or what, but she was kicked, and accidentally, as everyone was going for that ball. Looks like they may be checking her for a concussion. Yeah, they're giving her some of the early tests you do for possible concussion. She's pointing to her left, the left part of her forehead, where she probably was kicked. Drew Hawkins stays out. And we'll see if Sanchez will stay in, or they'll have to bring her out. That was very close to being a 2-0 lead for Culver, and then Sanchez reacted, got to it, and again, as she was lying there, everyone battling for possession. The ball was knocked away, but the referee ruled she had possession of it. It went into the net, but the goal disallowed. She's going to stay in. So Sanchez will stay in. 4:32 to go. 4:32 left. 1-0. Vikings need to find a way to get a goal to send this to overtime, or a couple of goals to win it in regulation. And I'm telling you right there, Culver was that close, just inches away from taking a 2-0 lead late in this one. All right, Sanchez will stay in with the left foot. Brings it out. Headed away. Culver able to keep it. Now it's knocked away by the Vikings, and it's going to be Viking or Culver possession. And it'll be about 4 minutes to go when they put it in play. So Piers Benedictine will host. Who will it be? If this score doesn't change, it's going to be the upset-minded Culver Wildcats. Here's a centering pass by McMahon. Vikings able to control this one. Now back to Garcia. Brings it up to Clammers. Clammers sends it in with the right foot. Knocked away by the Wildcats. They'll work it off to McMahon. Send this one through a couple of defenders. Plowman goes back to get it. Now back to Sanchez. Sanchez sends this one to midfield. Knocked away by the Wildcats. They'll play this game for the next 3.5 minutes if they can. Here's Sanchez again, sending it to midfield. Who wants this one? Knocked away by one of the Wildcats, picked up by the Vikings. Now they'll work it to their right side. In front of the Vike bench is Ennis. Ennis with the left foot, tries to get by a defender, does. Takes it right side, still working. Stops, trying to get it back to midfield. Knocked away again by the Wildcats. Under 3 minutes left. Ahead it comes to Schlager. Schlager off to McMahon. McMahon hands it left side. And now the possession's going to go to the Wildcats as one of the Wildcats was shoved. 2:32 and counting. If not stopped the clock here. Now they will. 2:26. So 2:26 remaining. The possession to the Wildcats. Coming in, Riley Kerr. Riley played a lot in the first half. Here comes Riley. And checking in for Culver now is Jamie Gilly. 2:26. Well, Culver upset Baker as far as the conference standings are concerned, and they're trying to pull off another big upset tonight. They lost to this Valley team 5-0 just a week and a half ago. No. Here come the Wildcats. There's another trip. And this is going to be called on Garcia. Tick, tick, tick. 2 minutes left. And again, the Wildcats have it in Viking territory and no hurry whatsoever. Here's Yeager. She'll stand and she'll take a look. Down to a minute 52, sends it in. Garcia there, grabs it on a hop, gets to the front of the 18-yard box, sends it to midfield. Vikings have still time for a couple of runs with a minute 39 to go. But now Culver just sends this one out on the far side. All they're thinking about is protect. A minute 28. Every time Culver will get to it, they'll just send it back out. Vikings keep this one in. They'll look for Clammers. Get it to her. Clammers about midfield. Works the right side. A minute 13. Clammers off to right of Kerr. Kerr, right side. Sends it into the corner. Trying to get it to Clammers. Clammers try to chase this one down, and she keeps it in with a minute to go. Off to Garcia. Back to Kerr. Kerr centers one, and it is headed to the left of the goal, and it goes out, and now the Wildcats will work at a snail's pace. Little goes to get it. She'll trot back into the field of play. 44 seconds to go. Culver trying to upset their second conference opponent in 2 nights. Here it is. And this one will go through. The Vikings will keep it in. We're down to 30 seconds to go. Clambers in middle, has a shot, and she sends it in right to Little. Whoa. And Little hangs on. There was some traffic there, but Little able to see that one all the way. 19 seconds, and she sends this one out. Right in front of the Vikings keep it in. I thought maybe they'd send this one out. Now they'll send this one back. Little will grab this one, and folks, they're going to pull off the upset. Little will hang on to it, and congratulations to the CulverStockton Wildcats. They knock off Baker, and now they come to Marshall and knock off the second-seeded Missouri Valley College Vikings. 1-0 is the final. The 1 goal by Brittany McMahon. So CulverStockton losing 5-0 here about 10 days ago. They pick up the win. So CulverStockton will now move to Atchison on Friday night and play for a conference championship. That's going to do it. Hope you enjoyed our webcast tonight. Tomorrow night, the men's turn. Culver will be here. Can they duplicate what their women did tonight? We'll find out tomorrow night at 7. For Chaz Maddie and the entire live stream crew, I'm Ken Cuiava. 1-0 Culver with a win on this cold Tuesday night. Men's soccer tomorrow night at 7. We'll see you then.